Hello everybody. The other day one of our friends dropped round and we ended up filming a sort of sit down, almost an interview, where we reveal all our plans for the upcoming months. There's a lot in there, and we split it into two, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, and it'll encourage all of you to like, share and subscribe and tell all your friends about us. Enjoy this interview coming up here with Arnold, our neighbour.
All is revealed.
Where are you from?
Well, we're originally from East Sussex in the UK, in England.
Yeah, both of us.
Yep.
From similar part of the world.
Okay. How did you meet?
We met originally at school, and well, we went to the same school. I'd left school when we met, but
No, I had just left school. It was 1982 and I was starting college, and he was actually dating my best friend, and that's how we met.
How did you end up in Knoxville?
That starts with me. Back in 1999, with two small children, my ex-husband and I moved out to California for his work. We were there for about 18 months. His job in London shut down because we were originally supposed to go back home to England. It was just a 2-year secondment, but the office in London where he was working shut down, so the company in California offered him a permanent position in California and got us our green cards. And then 2 years after that, a company here in Tennessee headhunted him, and that's how we ended up in Tennessee. But I had to look Tennessee up on the map because I had no clue where it was. So that's how I ended up in Tennessee, and then we started talking on Facebook. We were both divorced at the time, and we started sort of chatting, going backwards and forwards, and that's how he ended up here with me in 2019.
I've been here about 6 years now.
6 years, yeah.
Full time. And again, I didn't know where Knoxville was either. I had to look it up.
What do you enjoy about living in Knoxville?
It's very diverse, which is what I like. It's extremely diverse, and there's so much to do and travel and see in the States in general. I mean, it's such a huge country. But Knoxville's very diverse and green, and you've got the mountains. So yeah, and the kids have really enjoyed living here and growing up here.
I'd like the fact that we could go out and see a music gig every evening if we wanted to, or some. Yeah, entertainment wise, it's right there on your doorstep all the time, and it still feels like you're in the country. It has seasons here. It's nice. I like it.
What do you not enjoy about living in Knoxville?
The heat, the humidity. The humidity is probably a big one.
Today,
Yeah, which is it's going to be hot. It's only 10:30 and we're already at 26 degrees or something. Traffic. What else? You don't like the fact that you can't walk out your front door and go for a walk.
Being an outdoor person that likes to spend a lot of time outdoors, it's taken me a lot to get used to the fact that you just have to have if you want to go and do anything, you have to get in your car to go and do it, and I find that's taken me a long time to get used to. I used to just walking out my door and going for a walk for as long as I want to, and you can't do that here.
Have you been anywhere else in the USA?
Yeah, we've pretty much been everywhere.
Yeah.
In 2017, before Chris moved out, we did a 6-month road trip. We brought an RV and took off for 6 months, and we visited all lower 48 states. So yeah, we've pretty much done the whole of the states, the lower states.
All the states, almost every national park. Not quite. I went to a lot of music festivals, all sorts of stuff.
It was a really good 6 months.
It was a really good 6 months. And we found out that we could live together by living in a tiny RV for 6 months.
Yeah.
I hear you're about to retire. Is it time for rocking chairs on the front porch or a more active lifestyle?
More active plans. I've always been an active person. It's still going to be adventurous. You want to explain what we're going to do, or shall I?
Okay, well, we're selling up here and we're going to retire back to the UK, we've decided. And we're not retiring into a house, we're going to buy a narrowboat and cruise the canals in England for a couple of years. I say 2 years, he says it's probably going to be closer to 4, but we'll see. Whilst we look for a home to buy.
Have you ever been on a narrowboat before?
Yes, I did one holiday once with the ex-husband and the kids. That was probably back in 2001 or 2, somewhere. I mean, a long time ago. But that's been my only experience. You too?
And I've been a couple of times on holiday in a narrowboat. Not massive of experience, to be honest, but we've done a few locks and been about. Yeah.
How big is it?
Well, they vary. You can go from like 25 foot, which is tiny, up to 70 foot. Well, we're thinking we're probably going to get somewhere around 57 feet, because with a 57 foot you can do all of the canals in England. If you go much bigger than that, you're restricted on some of the locks you can go through, etc. So we're thinking about 57 foot long.
And 57 foot sounds like a big boat. If you're buying a 57 foot boat to go on the ocean, that sounds like a sizable boat. But a narrowboat is 6'10" wide, so it's only about as wide as this space we're sitting in here. So, and maybe a little bit wider, but not much.
No.
It's a confined space, but it is quite long.
So where will you moor it?
We intend on being continuous cruises, so we have the choice. We can either go and moor in a marina and be static in one place, or there's 2,200 miles of canals in the UK navigable, and I'd like to see as much of those as I possibly can. So I think hopefully we're going to head off and explore.
Yeah. I just want to go back a little bit. So for your move, have your impressions of the U.S. changed since you've been here? Like what's bringing this on?
Yes, they've changed big time, yes.
Definitely. When I moved here, politically things were calm, or
A lot more stable.
seemed calm and stable. That's pretty much as soon as I got here, and it might be my fault. It changed, and I don't know, to us it just seems to have got progressively less stable, and it doesn't feel like a place where I personally want to be at the moment. It just makes me anxious. And I don't know how you, I do know how you feel, but
No, it makes me anxious too, even though I am a US citizen, I'm still very anxious about being here, and especially with Chris being on a green card. Okay. Yeah.
So this is before you make your move. What are you going to do with all your belongings here?
we've got, well, we're just going to sell
everything.
We've got 2 trunks that are 3 foot by 2 foot that are being shipped back to the UK with
personal and sentimental
stuff that we just can't let go.
Of. Yeah.
Everything else is going.
Sold.
We're having a big sale.
We're going to do an estate sale,
In
what
a-
they call a living estate sale.
Yeah, in a month's time, and everything will be sold, and then the house will go
On the market
pretty
early
much
fall.
straight afterwards.
Yeah.
So how will you get back to the UK? Now that we've determined you're getting rid of everything, how will you get back to the UK?
Well, the obvious way is to fly, isn't it? But we're not going to do that.
No.
We're going to take the immigrant route and go back on
On a boat.
an ocean liner.
We're going back on the Queen Mary.
On the Queen Mary 2. We're going to have a one-way
ticket.
ticket, and we're just going to sail back.
Okay. So speaking of one-way tickets, will you ever come back to the USA?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I plan on coming back twice a year because my children are still here.
Okay.
They're both married and settled and have homes of their own. But no, my plan is to come back every 6 months to see them for at least 2 weeks at a time.
And you know, never say never to live, but I very much doubt we'll come back to live.
Okay.
I think the being old here is expensive, and I don't know
The
that
cost
we
of
could,
healthcare
don't know
worries
that
us
we
here.
could afford
Yeah.
to be old and reliant on healthcare. At the moment, we're both healthy, so we'll take advantage of that.
Okay.
That could change, and then it could get expensive.
So let's get back to the boat. Is it fully off grid? And how do you power it?
They don't have to be fully off grid. Ours will be pretty much fully off grid. So it has a diesel engine, which when you're cruising charges the batteries, and those batteries power everything on the boat, on board. And we're not having, it's not like a house where we've got masses of stuff that use a lot of electricity. Sam is determined to have a washing machine, and we've got to have a refrigerator of some sort, but it will be small. It won't be like the one we have here. And that's maybe an air fryer. That's about the
it, yeah.
sum of the big things. Other things will be powered by gas. Cooking, maybe hot water can also be powered by gas. The engine also heats hot water. And solar as well.
Okay. Internet?
Oh, yeah.
Internet, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
internet, yeah.
Definitely have internet. It'll be patchy how we do it. I mean, we're not keen to go with Starlink. That is one way to do it. I don't personally not keen on supporting that as a thing. So it'll probably be a mobile phone based.
Yeah.
But
Hotspot.
we shouldn't need it very much, should we?
Well, we will for our phones and things,
Yeah.
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 And for doing the vlog and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Doing this is going to be the bit that
Yeah.
uses the internet most.
How fast does a longboat go?
Narrowboat.
Narrowboat, excuse me. Okay, I'll ask that again.
Longboat, that's Vikings, isn't it?
I don't know. You're not Vikings.
No, we're not Vikings.
Yeah.
I think top speed 4 miles an hour.
Okay.
So 2,200 miles at 4 miles
Miles
an hour.
is going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
So that
It's
walking
walking pace.
Okay, so that 2,000 miles. That's how many, like how long the canals are, like the total of all the
Yeah.
canals.
If you had, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same as our motorway network in the UK.
So you've done the math on how long it would take you to see every mile of canal.
I haven't.
How long do you-
a lifetime, I think,
Okay.
maybe. I'm not sure we'll achieve that.
Yeah. Is living in a narrow boat, is it more expensive than living in a house?
No.
No.
The simple answer is no.
Okay.
I think it can be.
It depends on what you
what-
have and what you do. If you have marina fees, etc., then yes, it can start adding up. But if you, like we plan to be a constant cruiser, no, you've basically got your diesel, you do have to have a licence, and then just general living costs and maintenance on the boat. So it is typically a lot cheaper than living in a home.
Okay. And so you haven't determined how long it will take you to see every mile, if that's what your goal is, but like how far south can you go and how far north can you go? Like what's the span that you can travel on the canals?
Well, technically, as far south we could go is Spain, I guess.
Well, I
There
don't
are
think
canals.
that's what he meant.
There are canals in Europe, but in the UK,
Yeah.
they do go slightly south of London, but not. London is sort of your point. London, Bristol, are your furthest south, and Scottish borders is your most northerly point.
Okay.
So the
So that-
concentration of them is in the middle of
Is
the
in
country.
the industrial part of the UK.
Yeah. So you mentioned Spain. Can you take your narrowboat on the sea, on the ocean?
It has been done.
It has been done by crazy people.
We will not be doing that.
Okay.
That's a very scary prospect.
Yeah. And where do you keep your car?
Well, we're not intending on having a car.
Okay.
The UK has great public transport. You can get a bus from virtually anywhere, trains from any town, taxis, Ubers.
Yeah.
We shouldn't need one. A lot of people do keep a car, and because you're only moving 3 or 4 miles a day, often they'll cruise to where they're going and cycle back, get the car, and their car follows them along. That just seems like an unnecessary expense for us.
I don't think we need one.
We don't need it.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
What will you name your boat?
Okay. Well, as I say, you named it.
I named
I mean, we
it,
haven't got a boat yet.
We haven't got a boat yet. But the name is going to be And Away. Now that comes from one of my favourite shows, Gone Fishing, with Bob Mortimer and Paul Whitehouse. And they travel the country together doing fishing. They're 2 actors, but they've been friends for many, many years. And they both recently had heart issues and were told they had to slow down and stuff. So they started going fishing together, and then they started to film it. And they do catch and release. And whenever they let a fish go, when they put it in the water, they go and away. And so I thought that was a good name for a boat, because it kind of pulls into us that we're leaving and going and away. We're going off on a new adventure.
Yeah, we're sort of leaving the stormy waters here to go back to some
hopefully calmer waters,
back in England. Yeah.
Okay, so that was part 1. Thanks to Arnold for coming over and doing the interview with us. Part 2 will be up next week. Be sure to watch that and learn all about toilets.
Yeah, that was the conversation started flowing a bit more freely in the second one. So enjoy that. We'll see you in part 2 next week.